Some of you don't want that burger. Oh yeah. Hello, everybody. Claude Diamond here. Um, in beautiful San Diego. We had a great day today. Good business day, good weather day. Everything's good. Gonna be if you guys this is a warning before we get into this. If you guys are hungry, turn this off, go away, because what I'm going to show you, you will not believe. Let's see if I can. If anyone wants to join me, by the way, here is the link. Bring your own beer, bring your food with you, and there's the link right in there. Feel free to join me tonight. We're drinking Modelo Negro. It's a really I've had this before. I like it. Modelo has become so popular here in Southern California. I mean, the huge end caps with this beer. I mean, and people are buying the big cases. They're selling the singles like this, which I love. And I'm going to pour this in my favorite little glass, Sculpin. And I've got something special. I've been promising this for a while. We got my In-N-Out. Let me show it the right way. My In-N-Out. This is a double. And for you guys who don't have In-N-Out burgers where you live, I'm gonna make you hungry tonight. So beer with In-N-Out burgers. How about that, guys? Hey, Samir, I was going to talk about you. I made a new friend today in Bosnia. This is let's talk about food first. And In-N-Out, if you're not familiar, it's a West Coast phenomenon. It's they were doing this since McDonald's has been around. They started in California. One of my soon-to-be clients is a manager at one of these, and they've been doing this since I think the 50s. They're all privately owned. It's owned the entire company is really owned by one person. You go in an In-N-Out burger place, it's different from your McDonald's and your Burger King and your Carl Jr.'s and your Fat Burger and all your others. You go in there, there's always a line. We just came from the In-N-Out burger. Let me show you this puppy here. We just came from there, and it was a double line of about 40 cars. I'm not kidding you. It was in a huge shopping plaza, two lines. This is the drive-through I'm talking about now, okay? And the cars were lined up and around this gigantic shopping center, okay? Two lines, and they got the kids outside with the iPads taking orders, going to, it's phenomenal. Then you go inside, and you got to wait about 20, 25 minutes before you get your burger, but it's really worth it. Look, they wrap it really beautifully. And it's a burger. It's got the cheese. It's got their secret sauce. It's got a giant, look at that onion on it. Give you a giant slice of onion on it if you like onion. If you don't, they won't put it on. It's got lettuce, tomato, everything on it. And it's just a thing of beauty. It's two burgers there. And let me take a bite in front of you here. I don't even knock them. Oh man, that's good. That is so good. That's a double. It's like $5.70 for that burger. This is a regular one. I mean, the buns are fresh, never frozen. They're fresh. The burgers are never frozen. Everything is fresh. It's made in front of you. They got like 20 people behind the counter. You cannot believe how hard they're working. California thing, if you like those little Tuscan peppers or whatever they're called, you can ask for them to give you that. If you want extra sauce, you get it. It's really good. Then they have the thing called the fries. They make their fries right there. I mean, you see them put the potatoes in and then they crush them and everything. Let's see here. Let me acknowledge you guys have a question or anything or want to join in. Hi, me again. Good evening. Hi, Samir. Samir is my new friend. I know you had trouble downloading. I'll resend it to you either probably tomorrow morning, the books. I'll send you a Dropbox link, Samir. And he says to me, oh, bon appetit. Well, thank you. Damon is in the building. wash it down with a cold beer. You are my man. Thank you, sir. Definitely. Oh, we're going to do that. We got a nice icy cold out of the freezer Modelo. This is a Mexican beer. We'll talk about this. I'll tell you what, you know who is in trouble right now, Budweiser. I've read, we'll talk about that in a minute too. Let me make a note about that. Bud's in trouble. They really are. This is what they call, they make their own fries there, and they're absolutely beautiful. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Cole. Brewski, you got it, baby. These are animal fries, okay? They make their fries fresh there. They just make them right in front of you. And then if you want them animalized, I don't even think they charge me extra for it. I don't know. They take the fried onions and they take cheese and they throw it right on top there. Look at that puppy. Oh, let me have one of these. Oh, It's nice and messy, and look at that. Oh, look at that. I don't want to get on my computer, but that's just cheese and onions on there to your health. I love the fries. Really good. Can tell I'm hungry. I'll put that away. And anyway, we call it Beer with Claude, so let's get to the beer. Went to one of my favorite liquor stores this week. It's a family-run liquor store. And here we go. Let's pour this first. Look at that. I know I do an aggressive pour. I want the foam because I want the... Oh, yeah. Got the smell coming right off it. Almost a coffee smell. It's a dark beer. Let's see what the alcohol is in this puppy. Medium bodied lager with slow roasted caramel malt brewed for a rich, smooth taste. Brewed in Mexico. This is a 24-ounce can on it, and 5.4% alcohol here in this puppy. So let's pour a little more in there. This is my favorite glass. It's from another great brewery here in San Diego, Ballast Point. They make some of the best beers I've ever had. Anyway, to your health, salute, l'chaim, ein prosit, kompau, you name it, to you guys, okay? That is an amazing beer. It's light. It's got a great mouthfeel to it. It almost has a chocolate coffee flavor taste to it, and that's from the hops, whatever hops they're using. They're using good hops. I did a little reading about Mexican breweries. I'm no expert by any means. I don't try, but a lot of Germans came to Mexico, immigrants, and guess what? They needed their beer. They wanted to make their good German beer, and so a lot of these great breweries in Mexico were started by German beer meisters. Okay, guys who really knew how to make beer, and this is just it's just a nice smell. It's coffee, almost chocolate, a little caramel taste to it. It's delicious. And I'll tell you what, I don't think this can was more than $250, $275, something like that. And it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. This is a great beer. It's got to serve it icy cold. Hey, what's going on with Budweiser? I never get political and stuff, but oh, baby. But Keefe's World, that is the beer I order when I go to... Yeah, Mexican beer has just... I think the Mexican beers down here in Southern California, they have the Modelos, the Coronas, big monster displays, end caps, monster displays. I think they're picking up the slack from you know who. Okay. Whenever I go into a store, a liquor store, I'm always asking if the liquor manager or the guy stocking the shop, hey, what's going on with Bud? Because the cases are still full. I think this boycott is, I think they really, they're in trouble here. I've read as much as 27% drop in sales here on the left coast, West Coast, on there. Hey, greetings from Baltimore. How you doing there, Paul? Thanks for joining us. Baltimore, home of you guys. Don't you guys have those great crab cakes down there? Yeah, those crab cakes. I remember in the Baltimore airport. Um, I was there a couple of years ago, and they had a restaurant inside. I thought it was some of the best crab cakes I ever had. It was really wonderful. So life is good. Enjoy it. Work hard. Work smart. We can talk about business today. I had a really good business day today. I talked with my friend Samir in Bosnia. I talked with another friend, Jerome, in the Philippines. I spoke with people in Georgia, Florida, California, Washington. I do marketing, a kind of marketing. And if we have time, I'll talk a little bit. I believe in attraction marketing. So I have a real estate coaching and consulting business, and I teach other people how to sell. My sales training business, my gut sales training, if you've ever heard of it. If you want a free book and a free session, a 15-minute session, go to my webpage and schedule with me. It's claudediamond.com. It's somewhere down there. It is on the bottom there. Let's schedule with me. I'll get you a free book. I'll get you a free organizational mind map, and ask me a bunch of questions. Sales is the $1 million skill, guys. And for those of you who have a special expertise or interest, learn how to coach, consult, and or mentor. It's a phenomenal business. You work from home. Your overhead is like nothing. Good Wi-Fi, good laptop, and you help people solve their problems with your experience, your expertise. And you can make money, like you can make more money in a month than some people make in a couple of years if you learn how to do that. Let's go. Keep going. Paul's saying, "Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, you're right." Next time, try cream of crab soup. Oh God, that sounds good, Paul. Cream. I have never had that. Oh my gosh. Boy, that sounds good. That sounds like a meal in itself. Great food. Oh, great stuff. Great crab cakes and crab soup in Baltimore, Maryland. Absolutely. I remember I was in Maryland and I went to one of these little crab shacks you have, Paul. And you go in these little shacks, and they are shacks. I mean, they're like a summer cottage, and you go inside, and it ain't fancy. The tables have newspaper on them usually. Maybe that's changed since the pandemic. I don't know. They just lay out newspapers. They give you a pitcher of beer, Rolling Rock, or something like a cheapo beer, which I like Rolling Rock. So, you guys remember Rolling Rock? I think it's a great beer. It has I think Rolling Rock has one of the most unique flavors out of all the macro brews out there. You know, it's almost not a macro brew. It's somewhere between a macro and a micro brew. I think Rolling Rock, it's a cheap beer. It's an inexpensive beer, but they have a unique brew to it. I don't know. You guys remember the little short nips they used to do from Rolling Rock? These were the little short, they're not grenades, like that one beer. Oh, God, name escapes it. Oh, God, what was it? The Irish beer or something. But it's that little. It's Rolling Rocks are great. And the little short ones, they got they're green bottles, twisted off. You throw one back on a hot summer day. Life is good, man. It is really good. But if you can, you market yourself as a coach or a consultant in your particular area. I've got people in car sales, insurance, and all kinds of different specialty things. And they came to me, and I showed them how to do the marketing. Okay, I think marketing is the biggest ripoff going on there. We'll come back to that too. I want to talk about what's going on with the Bud, man. How come a company that big, that popular, with all their experts and consultants, how could they do something so stupid and just piss off their core market? I don't get political too often, guys. I like to bring people together, not apart. But my God, how could you be so dumb? And everywhere I go, the Bud, and I think it's spreading over to the other Budweiser products, the regular Budweiser, the Busch Light, oh God, they got so many different beers related to them. I think there's a spillover. And Coors, I'll tell you, and Miller High Life. I love Coors and Miller High Life. They're my favorites. And Modelo, I think they're picking up all the slack from the stupid moves of Budweiser. Anyway, this Modelo is excellent. There's a lot of great Mexican beers out there. I'm sorry to drink in front of you, but this is really a nice. I can't tell you that chocolate coffee taste, and I know it comes from the hops. Whatever they're using, it's very smooth. Is a little secondary bite on the second taste on the back end. A little bit of a bite, not much. This is not an IPA by any means. Okay, this is just a good. It's a lager, but it's a flavorful lager. It doesn't have the bite or anything like that. It's not. It's not a bitter, but it's a nice drink. It's a nice drink. The head doesn't stay very long there. It's still there a little bit. But this would go great with a. I think this would go great with a steak. Got a nice. How about a nice ribeye steak? How would you like that? You guys like ribeye steak? Oh, with a bone in? Oh, wouldn't you love that? Throw it on the grill, hear it sizzle with the onions and everything. Oh, tell me how good that would be. So I don't know what's going on. My advice, if I had a meeting, if I was paid to consult, I coach, consult, and mentor people in sales, marketing, real estate, or how to be a coach and consultant in their particular area. But if I was contacted by the CEO of Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, I would charge them a lot of money, first of all, because they can afford it. And I would give them real simple advice. Hey, Mr. CEO, Mr. Big Shot, say you're sorry. It's not so friggin' hard. We made a mistake. We didn't mean to insult our audience. We did something stupid. And we'll never do it again. We just want to make good beer and let people enjoy it. And we're going to stay the hell out of politics and all cultural shit and just bring people together with good beer and good times. How hard would it be to say that? But the genius is, no one's told this guy. That's all you got to do to recover. The thing about it is, how many people are going to get laid off or in trouble, lose their jobs, go on unemployment? Because, how long can they go? They're losing over a quarter of their sales. That's got to affect. They're going to start. If it goes much longer, I think they're going to lay off people. Let's see what we have here. We'll drink Rolling Rock, big in PA. Yeah. Do you remember PA? Let me ask you something, Paul. I haven't had this beer in a long time. I went to college down in South Jersey, right near PA. And do they still make Schmidt's beer? SCHMIDTS. Do they still make a Schmidt's beer? I was wondering. I used to drink Schmidt's. It was a cheap lager. It was a Pennsylvania beer. It was delicious. And you also have the other one. You have the hottest beer going right now, Yingling. When I was in college in South Jersey, Yingling was like the cheap college kid beer. Okay, it was like when you had to go into your ashtray in your car and you're stick deep in your seat to find some change, so you could buy a 6-pack of Yingling. Okay, that's how cheap Yingling. And now everybody's discovered it. It's a damn good beer, isn't it? It's a darn good beer. Let's see here. Tom Brooks, how you doing, Tom? My good friend. Good advice for a Bud CEO. Say you're sorry. How hard is that? I apologize to people. I always make mistakes. We're all fallible human beings. We all make mistakes. Okay. And if you make a mistake, you go to somebody and say, I'm sorry. If I'm late I'm never late, but if I'm late or we had the other day we had a little technical issue, so I had some trouble and I apologize profusely. I make it up to a client. I give them an extra month of free mentoring and coaching, whatever I can do to make it right. Big deal. You say you're sorry to people. Here's the secret of success. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Okay, don't proselytize. Don't tell them how to live, who to pray to, how to live their life. Don't tell them, yeah, I'm doing this, so you have to accept me, even if no, just live and let live. Okay, it's not so hard. Isn't the news in the world crazy right now? People I know, they're pretty nice people. They're hardworking people. They pay their bills. They own up to their responsibilities. They take care of their kids. They walk their dogs and pick up their poop. That's that whole picking up the dog shit and everything. I'm sorry, I don't have a dog, but How do you guys do that? Bending over and picking up these giant loaves from these dogs. I know, Tom, I know you own dogs too. You have a couple beautiful dogs. I'm not talking about you, but man, it's one of those things I just don't want to do. Let's see here. Bud effing around and found out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have good beer in where you live, Samir, right? What are some of the beers you have in Bosnia and Herzegovina and all those countries? You guys got great beer. I've heard of it, but not sure. Yeah, Schmitz is a good, really good beer. Yingling, I know you know Yingling, Paul. It's great. You have and if you live in Pennsylvania, are you near Philadelphia? You know where I'm going here. Cheesesteak City, baby. Oh man, we used to drive from Atlantic City, where my college was, Stockton State College. Shout out Pomona, New Jersey, and we used to get on. I think it was the Black Horse Pike, wherever go or White Horse Pike, and it goes right into Philly. And we go in there and get, hey, give me 4 cheesesteaks, two to eat now, one to munch in the car on the way back, and one to have later that night. Oh, and they were so good, and the cheese would drip down your arm, and it was this wax paper and everything, and they weren't expensive. Now it's almost a cult. And there's 2 famous ones, Geno's or something like that, where they compete against anywhere in Philly. You can get a great cheesesteak, though. You can even get good pizza in Philly. Thank you, Tom. I like your logo there, Tom. Tom, you should come on here and tell everybody, give yourself a plug. Tom does, tell me if you do not voiceovers. That's what my daughter does in Los Angeles. You do the audiobooks for authors and stuff like that. I love audiobooks, by the way. I'm a big fan of Audible. I read at least a book a week. What am I doing right now? I'm doing the Connolly books right now with Bosch, the cop. Let me find this here. Give me a second here. There you go. Michael Connolly, The Black Echo. Oh, yeah. And that's a Bosch who's a police detective book. And I get the audio book and the Kindle book, and Amazon, which owns both, is brilliant. They do something called Whisper Sync. I know, Tom, you should come on and talk about that for a minute. You probably know a lot more about that. And it's called immersive reading. So you can actually read your book. I read my books on my iPad mini here. I love it. Works much better than a Kindle, in my opinion, but because I can adjust the light and everything else. And I can actually read a book and have the Audible author, like Tom, read it to me. And I can read the book simultaneously, but have the benefit of a great a voice like Tom has, and reading the book to me. Or I can just read the book, or when I go running, all I need is my watch and my AirPods. And I can listen to the book while I'm running during the day. It's great. But the immersive reading, the Whisper Sync from Audible is just fantastic. Next book I'm going to read is Shibumi. A couple people told me this is an amazing book. If you like detective novels, this is a guy, John McDonald. Okay, Travis McGee books. He wrote these. This is a guy, really successful, well-educated guy, and he writes these really wonderful, cheesy little detective novels. I mean, and the books are just great. He's always drinking. He's got a boat in Florida. He always gets the girl, and he always solves the crime. It's just a fun book to read. John McDonald there, Travis McGee, Nightmare in Pink. I just finished that. So I love, sitting down with a book. What was the movie I watched? Any Bruce Springsteen fans out there? You guys like Bruce, the boss from New Jersey, Asbury Park, New Jersey? I saw a great movie on Netflix last night, Blinded by the Light. Really good. If you like the boss, it's about this young Pakistani fellow in England, and he's all confused between his family and life and all that stuff. And he starts listening to Bruce Springsteen, and he starts getting his shit together. And he's all of a sudden his thanks to Bruce Springsteen and some really good music, it's a rags to riches kind of story, you know. I thought it was really good. But Blinded by the Light, it's on Netflix. I'll give it a I'll give it a 3.5 to 4 stars. It was one of their better movies. There's so much garbage lately on. I have Netflix, I have HBO, I have Apple, I have obviously Amazon, and all these different things. And man, they're putting out a lot of garbage, or they're trying to shove their cultural politics. Have you noticed they're trying to? I don't get political. Believe me, I like to bring people together. But have you noticed they're really trying to shove their politics and their cultural garbage down your throat lately? You know where I'm talking about. Read my mind, okay? I just like night. I'm going back to some old movies. I've been watching some old Bogart and Lauren Bacall movies lately, just because I love the old. I love the old black and white movies. They're just good acting, good scripts, no special effects, just great stories. Okay, Maltese Falcon, Treasure of Sierra Madre. Oh God, just great movies, wonderful movies. Let's see what we got here. Mostly lager, but the best beers come from the Czech Republic. You're right. Yes, I've had Czech beer. Slovakia. Oh, Slovakia is good too. German beers. Story to tell you guys real quick. I've been to Germany. My parents both came from Germany, and my wife and I and the kids went to Germany. Went to a German beer garden, Oktoberfest, you know, and they give you these and they give you these monster beer steins. Okay, you think this is a big glass? Triple this. Okay, I mean a big old heavy beer stein. They got the oompa music. You're sitting on these narrow tables, making new friends, listening to the music. They bring you the best beer you've ever had is the German Munich beer during Oktoberfest. It's just fresh. It's full flavored. It's beautiful. It's just, and man, you can't just drink one, even though it's in a giant mug. And you get that German food. First, you munch on a little pretzel or something. Then you get those not kosher food, but you get these German. Oh God, what was it? German pork knuckles. German, and they're wrapped and they're deep fried, and it's good food. Am I making you hungry? Well, we started off tonight with my In-N-Out burger. I think I took a really big bite in front of you guys. Because I'm in a really good mood. My business is doing well. My clients are wonderful. I talk to wonderful people all over the world. Just for those of you who came in late, this is my double In-N-Out burger. You cannot believe the lines in this place. And I asked somebody who knows, one of my clients managed one of these for 30 years. He said they're always busy. They always have a line. This place had 40 cars in line. It was nuts. It was nuts. And people don't even want to get out of their car. And the line was wrapping around the supermarket parking lot here, and people still sit in their cars. I went inside because it's faster that way. Just amazing. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. What books about sales can you recommend to us, Claude? Which one had the most influence on you besides Guts? Well, I'm going to do a little self-promotion here. I've written 9 books on real estate and marketing. Let me see here. This is the first book I wrote. Thank you for asking, Samir. You set me up, man. The check's in the mail, okay? This is the first book I wrote, The Mentor of Story Success. And it's about this poor schnook, and he's got more month than money. Have we all been there besides me? And he meets this old man, and he's got a horrible job with a horrible boss, and he meets this old man who flies him all over the world and teaches him certain principles of success, taking responsibility for himself. He has no one to blame but himself. Samir knows that when somebody starts bitching and moaning, what do I bring out? The boohoo tissues, right? Nobody cares about your problems and everything else. All people want is solutions. Next book I wrote, and this is also a business novel, The Mentor Teaches the Gut Sales Method. You will love this book. I sell a shitload of this book. Okay. It is it's also a rags to riches story. And this is my most popular book. It's on Amazon. It's on eBay. It's on my webpage, claudediamond.com, on there. And people love it. It's this guy with a horrible boss once again, and and he's mentored by the top salesman. And then he has a gauntlet at the end. They blindfold him. They take him to New York City. They give him $20, and they tell him, now you have to survive. And we have taught you what you need to do. And he has to live on his wits and his sales skill. It's Survivor, okay? But it's a guy with only $20 in his pocket, and he's got to find a job, find a place to live, make enough money, succeed, and marry the girl he loves. I'm not going to kill the ending, but it is a happy. I like happy endings. Sorry, it's great when you write your own book. You can have any ending you want. My next book was How to Sell with Guts. Okay, that's also there. This is the academic book about the well-known gut sales method. 3 steps: agenda, qualification, close. Set an agenda with somebody. Say, hey, can I ask you some questions? I'm going to make you an offer. I'm going to give you a couple solutions to your problem. Then you qualify them to, what they need, what they're looking for, almost like a doctor. And then you're going to close them. 3 simple steps, question-based system, a little bit of psychology, a little bit of Claude voodoo. And I'll tell you what, I sell a lot of those too. This is the latest book. This was kind of a humorist, all the rules of the gut sales method on there. The Godfather close is in here. Don't pee in my back and tell me it's raining close. A lot of good stuff, a lot of good moves here. The 75-25 rule. The prospect has no defense against good humor in the sale. Okay, and this is a popular book too. I enjoyed that a lot. Book I read, I like some of the older books, was Robert Bettinger, How I Turned Failure into Success with Sales. It's an old book. You can get it for free online, I believe, or you can buy it from Amazon. It's like $5 or something. How I Turned Failure into Success through Sales. And it's about a guy, an injured sports guy, and he goes into insurance sales. He learns how to sell, and he makes a fortune. I like when our hero gets through his trials and tribulations and learns how to make a lot of money through sales. To me, sales is the $1 million skill, except nobody's teaching it. Everybody thinks, I'm going to use bad language now, everybody thinks they can scale everything and use scripts and crap like that. Everybody's doing too much of this stuff. It's nothing wrong with it. I do it too, but you can't text your way to financial success. You've got to eventually learn how to communicate, how to talk to people. So they say, hey man, I like you. I trust you. You bring value. You can solve my problem. I don't care if you're in real estate, car sales, you sell used toothbrushes, dental floss, used dental floss. I don't care what you sell. Can you do marketing that attracts people so you have warm calls every day? The Guts Sales Method, it's coming out in 2 weeks, by the way. The Guts Kiss Sales Method, that's coming out. And basically, that's a system where you attract people, don't have to spend any money. You're just putting out compelling content in a variety of different media. And people go and you create incentives, and people go right from your content to your scheduling calendar. Okay. And I talk to people every day. How many people did I talk to today, Claudia? At least 4. I think it was, at least 4 today. You imagine talking to 4 warm calls, or 5 a day. We have a thing called the rule of 5. Talk to 5 people a day. Do 5 follow-ups, 5 social media. Leave 5 gut-style voicemails. Make 5 offers. Guess what happens if you have a coaching or consulting business, or real estate, any business, okay? And you speak to a couple warm, scheduled prospects every day. Amazing. The magic happens every time. You will make more money than you know what to do with. Let's go to the questions here before they get too many. So the book, Samir, the book you were talking about, Frank Bettinger, Bettger, great sales book. Grant Cardone has a book that I read. It's hard to find. Let me see if I can find it here for you guys. I really like his old sales books, not his big program or anything. I don't, but his old when Grant was a car salesman, he wrote some books, and they're really down to earth, and I really like them. When he wasn't such a big shot. Oops. Let me stand in front of that thing about him and the jet plane and the cars and all that. That's fine, but that stuff doesn't impress me. What show me. Don't just show me cars and materialism all day long. There it is. I'll find it for you guys. Oh, where are you, Grant? Come on. Where's that book? Give me a second, guys. Here's my one book by Cialdini. Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. Robert Cialdini, Cialdini. It's a fantastic book about using scarcity, authority, likability, trust, social proof, using the different psychological aspects of how to get people emotionally involved, how to get somebody to pay attention and have interest in you. Can you do that? Let's see. I got it in here somewhere, but I can't seem to find it right now. Grant Cardone, Gary Vaynerchuk, I like too. Come on. I have so many books in here, just to show you. These are the books your Uncle Claude likes to read. Michael Connolly, James Patterson. Okay, Business Adventures. This is really by John Brooks. Bill Gates likes this. C.J. Box, of course. Fantastic writer he loves to write about Wyoming. For my real estate fans, the greatest real estate book is by Zeckendorf, Zeckendorf. He wrote about real estate in the 40s and 50s and 60s and how he used options. I'm big on options. I've read a couple books on lease purchasing and options. Let's go down here. Czech beer is great. I agree, Paul. The lines there for In-N-Out is always long, but it's worth it, and it doesn't take too long. They're quick. I waited about, I think, a healthy 20 minutes today, but it is Saturday. It was in the afternoon, but it's worth it. It's quality. It's a quality product. It's not something I'm going to eat every day, but God, what a fun meal for tonight, right? I really want to try In-N-Out Burger. Are they only in California? No, they're in Colorado, has 2 or 3 now. They're building more. They're in Arizona, Nevada. Not sure if they're in New Mexico. Or I think they're in. I think maybe there's a couple in Texas. You guys got to help me here. I don't know if they're in Oregon. They're all over California. Are they in Washington? My Seattle people, are they? Is there In-N-Out Burgers up there? I don't know. I'm not sure. They are a California phenomenon. I mean, always have a line, and it's just good, fresh American burgers, and they do it right. And the bathroom, here's the thing, they're super clean. Their bathrooms are spotless. I mean, they clean that puppy every hour. And if you don't want to buy a burger, but you want a nice clean bathroom, go to an In-N-Out Burger. Seriously. Also, they are thank you, Paul. Texas, Arizona, Nevada, and Colorado. Heard they might start going east and first open in Tennessee. Need them in Maryland. Their issue is that if they can't make it fresh buns, fresh meat, they don't do the whole frozen thing. If they can't, and fresh vegetables, if they can't make it fresh because their lines of distribution are stretched too far, they won't open up. They won't open them up. They're not franchised like McDonald's. They're all privately owned. I was told that one person owns all of In-N-Out Burger. Can you imagine? I mean, it's not a billionaire; it's a gazillionaire or whatever else. What comes after a billion? Okay. Well, trivia question. Who owns the most land? What food company owns the most land in the world? Little trivia question. I gave you a clue when I showed the In-N-Out burger. You guys watched the movie The Founder with Michael Keaton? The clue is in that movie. Did you guess it? McDonald's. The genius of McDonald's is not so much their hamburgers and their turnover and everything. It's that they buy the land and then they lease it to the franchisee. Guess who ends up owning all that land? McDonald's, right? And then they keep refinancing their whole business. That's how they grew. Genius concept. Let's see what else we got here. 5x5 Claude rule. 5. That's right. Speak to 5 people a day. Do 5 follow-ups a day. Leave 5 voicemails a day. Place 5 social media placements every day. And by that, I mean, do 1 short video or 1 long video. Put it in YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. Okay, put it all over the place, or go into other people's web chat groups and things like that, and place compelling contemporary content willing to help other people. You place content out there. You don't even have to pay for it. If you want to do a little $20 Facebook ad, because I'm in sales, and the best way for me is just put out content all the time. But once in a while, I'll do a little ad for a week with Facebook. I just want people interested in doubling or tripling their sales with the gut sales method. Do you give good phone? Hey, we're drinking Modelo tonight, by the way. I'm nursing this beer. It's so good. Talk to people, leave voicemails, set up a follow-up system. I guarantee if you have a coaching, consulting, mentoring business, or you want to start a specialty business selling pertinent information that you've gleaned from whatever, or your favorite thing, and you want to set up a specialized or a niche consulting business, you can make a fortune coaching and consulting people, working from home online, using the gut sales method. I've trained so many people doing that. Thank you, dear. It's yeah, let me give you that too. Thank you. I'm really rambling tonight, right?
You?
Oh, me? I love talking to you guys, and thank you for texting and everything like that. You go to the bank more often when you talk to people. Damon Boudreau, newly married. Are you still on a honeymoon, buddy? Down in Louisiana, best food in the world. I talk a lot about food because I'm an old mad guy. I eat 1 meal a day. So guess how hungry I am at 5 o'clock. Okay. And Damon, I'll tell you what, and you guys can disagree with me. I've done a little bit of traveling. I think the best food in the world is where Damon lives, in Louisiana. I thought the food, I've been telling my wife about it for years. I thought that crayfish etouffee and all that, the gumbo and those little crabs, those crayfish things. Oh man, just great food. I'm making myself more hungry here. Damon, send me some crawfish, okay? Go do a bowl. Claude, do you talk to property managers to get any leads? No, I do not. Here's the problem. There's 2 ways of thought great question, Paul. Thanks for bringing it up. There's 2 waves of thought in marketing. You can go out there, and I do talk to realtors and people like that, yes. And you can do your scraping, your virtual assistants, your Mojo dialer, your text and all that, and that's okay. You got to spend a lot of time, a lot of money, buy a lot of lists. And for all that work and effort, usually you get a percentage of 1% of people you can speak to from that. It does work. It just takes time, a lot of patience. I have none, and money to get those leads. My method of marketing is more like Gary Vaynerchuk. You know Gary V? And my method of marketing is simple, content-based in a multitude of mediums. And so that people come to me. I try to identify problems in an industry. Okay, buyers, sellers, investors. And I try to take a simple problem and I'll put that in the title. I'll address it in an audio, a video, a podcast, an interview, a live stream, somebody else's chat group. And I'll talk about that and I'll put an incentive in there. Hey, if you'd like more information, this is for free or a free consultation. Go to claudediamond.com. You see it on the bottom there and just schedule with me. And I'll give you that free information and a free consultation. I'll even record it for you. And this is the way you earn the trust of the people you want to do business with. And I'd rather have, Paul, see, Paul, got me in trouble here. You asked a hot question. Great question. I'd rather have 3 to 5 warm prospects a day than chase hundreds or thousands of people a day who don't want to be contacted, who don't want to be bothered, who say, take me off your list. How'd you get my name? Hang up on me or say an expletive deletive to me, a nasty thing. I don't want to bother people. I don't want to interrupt people's dinner by texting or virtual assistants calling from obscure lists. Okay, so you asked, Paul. I'm sorry. I'm a KISS method guy. What did we say? McDonald's. Okay, yep. McDonald's. You got it, guys. They own the most land They own the most land. Smart people, very smart people. Good movie too. The Founder. I love that movie. Michael Keaton. You can't beat it. Yep. They're basically a real estate investment trust. You got it. A REIT. Hey, Mr. Rose, riding my bike while listening, loving this. Thanks for joining us, Richard. What kind of bike do you have? You know what I'm seeing all over California? Whatever you feel about the Soviet socialist state of Southern California, they are trendsetters here. Forget about the politics. It'll drive you crazy. Never talk politics in California. Okay, talk about food, talk about Cinco de Mayo, talk about beer, talk about In-N-Out Burger. You're safe, but don't talk about politics here. It's too dangerous. The thing I'm seeing, Richard, everybody's on electric bikes now. All like overnight, nobody wants to pedal anymore. Everybody's on these electric bikes, and they're zip, and we have bike lanes everywhere here in California, and I think they're almost like the Tesla of bikes now. And people are zipping these things go fast, man. They really do. And I see everybody on electric bikes now. It's I don't know about you or where you live, but man, it's become very popular right now. Do you have an electric bike, Richard? Or a regular bike? Making gumbo tonight. You're a cruel man, David. Damon Boudreau, you're a cruel man. Oh God, gumbo. What do you do? What do you dip in the sauce in Louisiana? Do you have a special bread or anything like that? Do you use like sourdough or what do you? Because the gravy, the sauce is so good in those gumbos. And I know you guys make it so nice and spicy with that Avery Tabasco sauce. I love that stuff. But boy, got to work up to opens up the pores and everything, man. What do you dunk? What do you dunk? What kind of bread do you have there in Louisiana? You can't let that sauce just sit there. You got to have a dunker, right? Oh, absolutely. Cajun music and Cajun food. What's a good beer down in Louisiana? You guys must have your own local brew down there. I don't know any New Orleans. This is a question I should ask my friend Ron. Beer with Ron, who does all these great beer reviews all the time. Ron would know that. Yeah, Gary from Crush It. Gary Vaynerchuk is a Russian immigrant, came to this country. His father worked his ass off as an employee in a liquor store. They ended up buying the liquor store, I think in Edison, New Jersey. And then Gary took it online and started disseminating great information about wine. I don't even think he likes wine, but he did wine reviews. And now wine.com, that's his company, unless he sold it, is huge. And then he went into marketing and he signed up Toyota and Pepsi and all these great companies that had no online presence. Okay. And it's an online world today. You go to the airport, what's everybody staring at, right? The Walking Dead. Oh, nobody looks up. Everybody's texting, reading, watching right from here. This is the remote control to the universe, isn't it? Absolutely. Crushing It. Yep. Good book. I think one of the best books, we were talking about books earlier, Samir, is Gary Vaynerchuk's Thank You Economy. How do you get people to do business with you? You make them feel good. You say thank you. We're in a society that's lost its manners. I'm sorry, I'm old school, guys. Can't help it. You say, when someone says something nice to you, or they compliment, say thank you, or go to people and say, gee, I love those earrings. They're beautiful. Oh, I want to, where'd you get them? You have great taste. I'm not talking about schmoozing. I'm talking about sincere compliments. You want to, I teach people the art and science of conversation. Can you go to a total stranger today, tomorrow, and start a conversation with them. Can you go to somebody and just have a conversation? I have conversations all day with people, and when they ask a great question, thank you for bringing that up. You did your homework, man. I wish more people would do that. What happens when you make people feel good? Sincerely. Okay, not blowing smoke, but sincerely. Okay, you got somebody who might want to do business with you. Why? Because they like you. This is common sense, right? You can't just text and email and give your leads and salesmanship to somebody who doesn't know your product or service, okay, and maybe speaks English is like their second or third language. You've got to take responsibility. I do all my own sales. I do all my own marketing. We run a very profitable business, and our overhead is real low. It's the perfect coaching consulting business in real estate, in sales training, and in guts marketing on there. And just have to do a little grassroots marketing for 30 minutes a day. Can you do that? 30 minutes a day, putting content out there in the right social media. Another good book, 60s, Marshall McLuhan. I talked about this. I do on Monday group training with my mentees. I do private and group training every week with my clients. We role play, we practice. And we were talking this week or Monday, we were talking about Marshall McLuhan. The medium is the massage. Are you using the right medium, and are you massaging your clients in such a way that they follow you and they're interested with you? You ever hear people on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, right? Give me a thumbs up. You can't just ask. You got to make people want to follow you because your content is so compelling and interesting. Marketing today is about getting attention. And if you're putting out the same old, here I go again. If you're putting out this boring bullshit script, sorry about the language, people are just going to, or you're doing my big peeve, when you go to someone's webpage and all of a sudden there's pop-ups or give me your email, give me your phone number and everything. Like, you haven't earned the right to get my email and phone number yet. And I don't want you to spam me. You've got to earn people's trust today. And is that so hard to do? Give them the content in the area you want to help them solve problems in, and they'll be willingly give you their contact information because they see the value in the relationship. Make it accountable too. I've got a couple thousand videos on YouTube, and I say at the end of every one, call me. I answer my own phone. Go to my webpage. Schedule a free session with me. If you can't afford my product, I'll give it to you for free. What happens when you can touch a couple people every day, not a million people, 1,000 people, just a couple people every day, and you get good quality prospects to speak with on Zoom one-on-one? What happens? Magic. It's common sense, isn't it? But I do have a gut system in marketing. E-bikes. Hey, Max Hey, Max, how are you? Where have you been? You don't write, you don't call. Max Hernandez is on. Yeah, the e-bikes are the electric bikes. They're nuts. They're everywhere out here. I'm on a little jogging trail, just just slowly slogging along, and right by me, man. People don't even want to pedal anymore. I know we have a little bit of a, do I dare say, obesity problem in this country. I'm the guy who's just talking about In-N-Out burgers and food and New Orleans, and we always talk about beer. Okay. To your health, by the way. And a bike should be, so you burn a few calories, right? But they're electric, man, and they're fast. I was amazed. Let's see here. Tandem with my adult autistic son. Oh, that's nice. You're right. That's great. Tandem bikes are great, and you're a good father for taking your son out. That's great. I like hearing stories like that. Good. What a good dad. And those tandem bikes look like a lot of fun. I bet you and your son have a ball. Cheers, Claude. If I could ask, how do you feel about land trusts to hold property? It depends on the situation. Trusts are one, I'm a recovering, I studied law. I have a doctorate in law, and probably one of the most complicated areas of law. Guess what they are? Trusts. Give me an idea. It's a broad area of law. Would you use a land trust to hold property? Sure, why not? It would minimize your liability. Okay. You can use options. You can use trusts. Sometimes taking possession of something personally also gives you the liability. So if you have it in another entity and that entity is transferable or assignable, I call that arbitrage real estate, whether it's a trust or it's open. I have no problem with it. I think Ron LeGrand is very big on land trusts on it, but do your homework, do your research, and check the laws in your particular state. No problem with it, Max. Absolutely not. What state? It depends what state you're doing it into. There is federal and different state laws when it comes to trusts, so you want to be sure about that. I was an old Tide customer about 15 years ago. Regular bike in Jacksonville. All right, Jackson you're in Jacksonville. Has that town exploded with people? Florida is like, I mean, to me, we had a place in Florida in Boca Raton, and we sold it. I wish I still had it. Florida was that place you went to in October and November from New York City and New Jersey, and you came back in May back to Hopatcong, New Jersey, or whatever. You didn't deal with the winters, but now Florida has just become a place. There's an exodus from California. We've had I think the last number I heard was close to 400,000 people have left in the last 24 months from California and moved to Austin, Texas, Scottsdale, or Phoenix, Nevada, and of course, Florida. People are leaving states that are not friendly to individual, hardworking, entrepreneurial families, and they're going to smart places like Jacksonville. You're in a good place, man. Good for you. Yeah, VaynerMedia, love the V. Gary is great if you can separate the wheat from the chaff with Gary. He throws a lot of stuff out there, and he's the king of the F-bomb droppers. My God, it's amazing. I'm not a prude or anything like that, but God, I never heard anybody drop so many damn F-bombs all the time. The thing about it is, what is Gary's real message? What is a good prospect worth to you? How do you gain good prospects? You treat them well. You give unbelievable customer service. You give them value before they're a customer. And you give them content to attract them into your world. You have to be consistent. Here's the downside, guys. You can't just do it once. Okay. Oh, Claude said to do put some social media out there and put some good content. Great. And you'll do this on Monday. And then you won't do it again for a couple weeks or months. You have to do it. This is the hard part. And it's not hard once you get into a routine of success. You put out a little bit of content every day for 30 minutes. Can you budget 30 minutes for your financial freedom in your coaching, consulting business, your real estate, whatever business you're doing? Can you spend 30 minutes a day putting out content every day? You will attract a following. You will get a lot of gravitas, a lot of respect online. You will get people who will go directly. If you're smart enough to put a scheduling system, I'm giving you a little tip here, guys. Listen carefully. If you put out that marketing and you give people an opportunity or an incentive to have a free consultation with you, or to get a free mind map or a free book, like on my page, you see it below there, ClaudeDiamond.com. Anybody can go to my webpage, scroll down a little, schedule with me for 15 minutes. I'll give you a free book, a free mind map, and a free 15-minute consultation. Okay. Ask Samir. We had a great talk today. And we were actually on at least 35 minutes because I like the guy. And the thing about it is, if you can touch certain amount of a few, 3, 4, 5 people a day in your particular business and have a conversation with them, not a script. Sorry to use bad language. Script is really, to me, that's caca. Okay, that's crapola. Don't use scripts. Just have enough. Your product and service. Identify a need in somebody like a doctor would. Ask a few questions. Let them ask you a few questions. And guess what? They'll want to buy from you. That's it. It's that easy to grow the world. You could have the most profitable 5 or 6 figure monthly income in your particular coaching niche. Okay. If you know how to put out content and you know how to stream. This is my guts KISS method marketing method. That's coming out in a couple of weeks. I'll let you guys know about it when it's ready. My mentoring students are going to get it first, and it's a streamlined linear system where you put out a little content and people go right to scheduling or calling you directly. None of the You don't have to pay hundreds, thousands of dollars for your click funnels and your pay per click and all that other expensive shit that doesn't work. You put out compelling content and you give people an incentive right to your scheduling system. It's brilliant. And it works for me. It'll work for you. Let's see here. It has exploded. You do. You you have a you have a governor there, man. That's for sure. You have a sure. He's a great speaker too. I've heard him. He doesn't take any. He's really good in the press conferences and stuff like that. And was he interviewed by by Ben Shapiro recently? He's a good speaker. He's interesting. It remains to be seen if he'll be a moving force in the next election. Absolutely. And I know people. I ski and I live in Winter Park, Colorado, also, and I talk to people from Florida on the chairlift on. They love him. They just rave about him. So you're in the right place at the right time. Yep, it was magic. Thank you, sir. We're almost out. We are out of time. My name is Claude Diamond. We had a Modelo beer. We had a double with animal fries tonight. I always like to talk to you guys, and I appreciate the comments. God, it's great that you place them in there. I wish you guys would come on and join me here. I do put the links in there usually, but it's okay. You ask me questions, and I'll share any. You can just about ask me anything, and I'll give you my honest opinion on it. As long as we don't go too much into politics and stuff, because is it a crazy world right now? Oh my God. Is it almost, do you almost get the feeling you don't want to watch the news anymore? Do you watch the news and you're like, your blood pressure goes up? What is this crazy shit in this country? I love this country. A little note before my parents came here. They escaped Nazi Germany. They came here. My dad didn't speak English, but he opened up a little grocery store in New York City. My mom was a seamstress. A typical immigrant story. Immigrant people who come here, they love this country. They love this country. They had no problem standing up to Pledge of Allegiance to flag and everything else. And they were so grateful to be in a place that's so free, so wonderful. We have freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Anybody can start a business. Why do you think everybody wants to come to this country? Because it's the greatest place in the world. Okay. And, the thing is, I wouldn't be here if my parents didn't make those sacrifices and everything like that. And now my children are getting the benefit of me. I got a higher education. My kids went to college. My business paid for my children's education. I didn't want them to come out of school owing hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay. And I went to a county college for my first 2 years of school. I couldn't afford it. My parents couldn't either. Even though I got accepted at better schools, I had to go to a little school that was like, God, when was it then? $4 a credit. I'm showing my age now and everything. But you know what? I went from a 2-year county college. I'm big on county colleges. No Harvard on the Hill jokes. And I went from a county college to a state college, business major. I went to a law school. And this is anybody in America. And I started my own business, several businesses, until I found what fit my purse, what I love to do. And it's talking to you good people. And what do I always say? Nobody deserves success more than you good people. Nobody. And I do answer my own phone. Go to my webpage, go there, schedule with me, pick my brain for 15 minutes. I've got all my gut sales products and everything on there. If you can't afford it, call me. I'll give it to you for free. Okay. And you guys thanks for joining me. I appreciate you guys so much. Nobody deserves success more than you good people. Have a great, wonderful, and safe weekend. Walk those chihuahuas, ride those e-bikes, drink, have a little beer, laugh, and have fun. Life is short. Just have fun, man. Enjoy it and learn how to give good phone. Take care. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.